Automatic potion brewers are super important for your Minecraft survival world. Manually brewing potions is such a rocky move. And they're surprisingly easy to build. Let's go! Here's everything you'll need per slice of the auto brewing station. Smooth stone can be any solid blocks. Blocks of quartz can be any flooring blocks. The button needs to be a wooden button, not a stone button. Barrels can also be chests, particularly if you're near a village. The numbers of these first four depend on what you are brewing, so you might need more than this, but we'll cover it when we start building. If you're not going to build the auto filling station, then you'll also need chests and hoppers to store all the water bottles. Here's everything you need for the auto water bottle filler. Try saying that one 10 times fast. The pumpkin pie is any compostable block. We just need to raise the level of the compost, so you can use leaves or azalea bushes or whatever. Smooth stone can be any solid block. The barrel can also be a chest, and then trapdoors can be any wooden trapdoors. On the awkward potion brewer, got all this. Same thing with the pumpkin pie and barrels, and the smooth stone can be any solid block. This is the footprint of what you'll be building. This is where the brewing stands will be, so if you're not building the water filling and awkward potion creator, then you don't need this section here. You'll just build this area here, and it can go out as far as you need. 1 slice per potion, and it's going to be 10 high. This front row is just for the button. So we're going to start our solid block here with a wooden button on the front, repeater facing away into another solid block with a torch on the back. Repeater facing away from the torch on 2 ticks. Then we're going to put a barrel or chest in here, crouch and place a hopper into the back of the barrel. Then when we put our solid block on top like this, it's going to lock this hopper. So then later when we start the farm, we're going to do this, and it's going to unlock that hopper, allowing the potions to drain out into here. Jump up on top, crouch, and place the brewing stand on top of that hopper. Then jump up on top of the brewing stand, look down at it, crouch, and jump, and put a hopper on top of that. Crouch, jump, and place a barrel or chest on top of that. And if we crouch and look away, we're going to put a temporary block here so that we can put a dropper here and a dropper here. And can we jump? Yep, we can crouch, jump, and place the dropper there. Then we're going to crouch, look down at the barrel, and we're going to place 3 hoppers like this. So it's going to look like that. If you're building a potion that needs more than 3 ingredients, then we would just do the same thing on top here. We would just put 2 more droppers and then 2 more hoppers like this. Come to the back of the build, then looking at the brewing stand, crouch and place a hopper here. You may need to move back a bit. We put a redstone torch here, redstone torch here, and then a solid block on here. We're going to need a temporary block out here because we're going to need to get up here somehow. Torch, get rid of that temporary block, solid block, back torch, solid block, torch, and solid block. Now, if you've got the 3, it finishes here. If you've got 4 or 5, put a redstone torch there, solid block, redstone torch, and then a solid block on top of that. And that will power both of these droppers if you need them. If not, you can save on some resources by not putting those there. And we can get rid of those temporary blocks. And this is what a slice will look like. Make sure you've got all the redstone torches in the correct spot. Make sure that this repeater is on 2 ticks. And if you're just doing 1 slice, then we'll put a barrel or a chest, double chest, whatever in here. And this is where you're going to put your water bottles. Otherwise, at the last slice that you've got here, just put a temporary block on the back here so that you can run your hopper line into it like this. And put your double chest, something like that. Get rid of that. And this is how it would be if you're just going to fill up the water bottles and put them into this chest. So let's see this in action with a simple healing potion. So for this, let's load this up with the water bottles. And as you can see, they're making their way down here and into the brewing stand. But because this hopper is locked, they're not coming into the barrel yet. We need to put some blaze powder into the brewing stand so that it starts working. So the recipe for healing 2 is netherwort, then glistering melon, and then glowstone. So netherwort, glistering melon, glowstone. Now, because these are all in the droppers, nothing is coming down here. Everything is all sitting there ready to go. There's nothing in here. When we press this, it's going to drop 3 water bottles in here, then pick up 3 water bottles, and then it's going to drop the nether wart into here, and then you'll see the others in order are sitting in this hopper ready to go. And then we have these healing 2 potions. We can take these water bottles, and then when we press this button again, those health 2 potions are going to fall into here, and it's going to start the process of going all over again. And we can just throw these water bottles back in here for recycling for later use. Now, for actual survival use, I like to have 3 floor blocks here, so that when you are going around, you can come back to the last one so that you can reach in here for the nether wart, and then you can reach all of these. I recommend on top here, I usually put a sign that says what should be in each. That way we know what to fill up. So then if you have like scaffolding or a ladder or something like this, you can fit it into your build. So that's 1 slice done. Now let's build the automatic Awkward Potion Brewer. So we start at the water bottle input hopper. We come out by 4, like so. Put a barrel or a chest, take our solid blocks, and you want to form a pattern like this. And we're going to put 1 up like that. Hopper down into that barrel with another hopper pointing into it. Jump up, crouch, and put your brewing stand on top of that hopper. Now swing around, and we are going to be watching this hopper for its fill level. We want to put that on subtract mode. Put a temporary block here so that you can put your composter down right there. Now we want to put 7 pumpkin pie or some other compostable thing in until you get this full signal here, and put a comparator coming out of that pointing into this one. So this one is on subtract mode, while this one is on regular mode. Coming out of this block, we have a repeater, put a redstone lamp here, and come down underneath, we put a temporary block here, and come out by 4. Temporary block down, 2 temporary blocks, and then a solid block. And this is going to be where we build our etho hopper clock. So we have a comparator coming out this way. If you crouch and aim at the comparator, place one there, come over here, break this one, go here. So we have the 2 hoppers feeding into each other and facing away from them. We want to have a comparator there, crouch and place a solid block so that comparator goes like that, and we have a symmetrical thing like that. Let's put redstone dust on each of these. This is just your standard etho hopper clock for Bedrock edition. 2 pistons, redstone block, doesn't matter which one you put it on, and then we take our 26 items. I've got sticks, but you can do any 26 items, and then it will start activating. So we want a repeater on one of these 2 blocks, just so that the redstone signal doesn't feed back, and then we connect it. So this repeater is passing through here. We have a repeater here so that it doesn't feed into this comparator, and then we come down here, and so it's like this. Take your lever and put it on there, and that will just stop the hopper clock from putting items through. So once it finishes this, it's not going to come back. Out of this back redstone block next to the hopper, we place 1 here, come out, an additional 2. And it appears I haven't quite done the footprint right. Yeah, sorry. Going to go out by 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do it like this. Temporary block, so we can put a solid block there. And then we're going to do our pulse generator. So we're going to have redstone that goes there, which feeds into a comparator on subtract mode. We're going to have 3 redstone repeaters on 4 ticks. Then redstone dust there, redstone dust there. So you have something that looks like this. So this block underneath the composter, I'll put another block there. That was only a temporary block. And we're going to have a repeater on 2 ticks here. Gonna have a redstone torch going into here, which then passes into a solid block, which then locks this hopper, and a torch on top here, with a hopper going into the back of that brewing stand. We then crouch, jump, and place a hopper going into the brewing stand, so it's like this. And then just so we don't have to worry about blaze powder, we're going to crouch and put another hopper into the brewing stand, and we're going to put barrels on this, and this. So if you're building the auto bottle water filler thing, that's going to go into this barrel. Of course, all these barrels can be chests if you are near a village, and you can replace this composter with an auto crafter with 8 slots filled. Set this up. This one we have the blaze powder. This one gets the nether wart, and then the water bottles go in here. This will start brewing automatically as soon as everything is in place, and then it's going to stop because this is all locked. So to start this, and so the reason why we have this is so that we can stop it at any point just because. So we turn that off, and then the ether hopper clock is going to start, and then it's going to generate a pulse long enough to basically simulate what happens with the button over there. We're going to have one stuck in this hopper, and then everything else is going to flow through. So we should have, yep, the awkward potions go here, and it's going to brew. And if we sit here, you'll be able to see. So this finishes, and the 28 items are timed, so basically goes continuously. So we're going to keep continuously doing the nether wart until we are finished, and then when you're done, just turn that off. Or you can just leave this running continuously. So let's finish this off by building the auto water bottle filler. So if you're building this directly into the brewing thing, you'll go off this hopper. You want to leave a gap here just so that the redstone doesn't connect. But otherwise, if you've got the auto awkward creator, we're going to put a hopper into here. And this is where we're going to start. You're probably going to need some scaffolding. We want to come down like this and out one here, temporary block here, and we want to put our composter here. Same as with the Auto Awkward Potion Brewer. If you're doing this near a village, probably replace this composter with an auto crafter with 8, so all but 1 of the slots filled. Or you can do a chest with 14 shovels. So we fill this composter up until it is full, and then we put a comparator here and another comparator coming out of this hopper here on subtract mode. Come to the side here, you get it just right. This can go into a solid block, and we want a torch coming out of this with another solid block on top. Put another solid block there, and then if we swing around here, we want a solid block here, which we are going to use to make our clock. So we want like this, jump back up here, redstone comparator on subtract mode, not there. So then we're going to have a clock going like this. Let's break this real quick. I want to put a solid block there. Coming out here, we want our dispenser facing this way. Crouch and put your hopper going into there. So basically the dispenser, the bottles are going to be in here, and it's going to dispense into here, which is then going to collect, and it's going to go through there. So if we put a temporary block here, we need to surround this with trapdoors above and to the 2 sides. Put those up, and then if we look at this block, we can put water in there. So these just stop it so that the water bottles don't get shot everywhere, so that they actually end up in the hopper. Then we want a hopper pointing into the dispenser, and put your barrel, chest, shulker, I guess, into here. And then when we go along, we're just gonna load these up with bottles. Come down here, put that there, and then another one on top there. And as you can see, it's firing water bottles into here. Oops, I picked one up. And then, right, so that's gone. So we're reading this hopper, and when it's full, it's going to turn this torch off, which is going to turn this clock off, which is going to stop the dispensers dispensing. So let's see the whole thing in action. Turn that. That is going to allow this one to craft. It's going to pull things out. Here's a good spot. So we have a pulse there, pulls that out. And we just got a couple more bottles dispensed up there. This isn't always going to be completely full. And so we've got more firing off. This is creating the awkward potions. So part of the reason why we have this barrel here is because this is going to fill up. So we've got awkward potions going all the way back up. So this is going to fill up and kind of act as a bit of a reservoir before the whole thing shuts down, so that we can be brewing reasonably fast and to handle a lot of brewing stations. So because we've got awkward potions coming in, we can change up this recipe. We don't want netherwort here. We want the glistering melons here and the glowstone here, which just saves on extra. Means we're only using these two. So we want to go through here and make sure that we don't have any water bottles still in here. So let's take these water bottles out. So we've only got awkward potions right the way through. And so now this is going to speed up how quickly we do this. Do that. Awkward potions come straight in and it starts straight on the glistering melon, which means that we get each potion a whole lot faster. And then when this barrel is filled up and then it backs up into this one here, it's going to send a signal through here, locking this clock, which then will stop this from pulling, which will then stop this from dispensing, and everything is working automatically. So just build as many brewing stations as you like down here and you'll be golden. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on building an auto brewing station with awkward potion filling and water bottle filling and all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments what your favorite potion is and I'll see you in the next video.